Hey guys, Quigon Quasar here, back again with another Battlefront 2 video. In this video I'm going to be talking about a change that they recently made to the heavy class, to the supercharged sentry ability in the heavy class well, this change was brought in the newest patch, I think patch 1.1 or whatever. Now, it had a ton of quality of life improvements in this patch, obviously, but one of them really grinds my gears, one of them really annoys me. As you guys probably know if you've seen my videos, or maybe you haven't before, but I'm a big fan of the heavy class. I destroy with a heavy class, I love it, it's so good, and I'm a bit of a sucker for supercharged sentry as well, and I know there's a lot of people that hate supercharged sentry. You know, I know that, I recognise that, and I do recognise that it needed a nerf, but I think, for anyone that doesn't know, it's been given a nerf, it's not very effective anymore, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how it's been given a nerf, why it's wrong, and how you can improve it, because DICE usually do this. They usually find something that's broken in the game and then break it even more. And I love Supercharged Sentry. For anyone that doesn't know what Supercharged Sentry is, I mean, you probably will if you play the game, but you'll see me use it in the background of this video. It's the one on LB and RB. It's that big, when you pull out the big freaking supercharger gun. It's very good. Now, Supercharged Sentry was the bread and butter of the heavy class. It was the most useful and effective perk of the heavy class. You couldn't really have heavy class without Supercharged Sentry. I mean, you could, but Supercharged Sentry was what attracted many people to the heavy class, and you know, myself included, and also the higher health. 200 health is also very, very nice. It was the most effective and useful perk of the heavy class and of using the heavy class, but now it's been nerfed and the heavy class isn't very good anymore. Supercharged Sentry now builds a lot more heat. It builds heat much faster, making it very difficult to get even one kill, and really you'll see in the gameplay it runs out so quickly. If you haven't used it yet, use it, you'll see what I mean. It does really expire very, very quickly. The area of effect is now significantly smaller, meaning that each supercharged sentry shot or bullet has a much smaller blast radius, so you can't kill people with splash damage anymore, and that was really like the main the main way of getting kills with the supercharged sentry. It was killing with splash damage, because it wasn't very accurate. I'll go into that more in a little while. Now, like I said, it has a much smaller blast radius now. I don't know the exact figures, but you can find them pretty easily. But it's very noticeable. The smaller radius is very noticeable, but what's more noticeable is how fast it overheats and how quickly it builds heat. And basically just how short the times that you can use Supercharged Sentry. It's really short, it really, really is. Now, because of Heavy Class and Assault Class having higher health than Officer and Specialists, Heavy have 200 health, Assault have 150. Killing a Heavy Class Trooper or an Assault Class Trooper, but especially a Heavy Class Trooper, it's really hard now to do that with Supercharged Sentry. Because Supercharged Sentry just doesn't have, I don't know, it just does not have the duration that it once had. It doesn't have the, it's not effective anymore. You'll be able to take a Specialist out, because Specialists are a bunch of wimps. No offense to anyone that uses Specialist. I mean, like, they don't have a lot of health. Very easy to take them out. They've only got 100 health. You'll still be able to take maybe one or two of those out with a single use of Supercharged Sentry, but not Heavy Class. Heavy have 200 health. It's very hard to take out more than one Heavy Class Trooper with Supercharged Sentry. Now, as you'll see in the gameplay, I mean, right now I'm using Death Trooper, but you know, they're basically Heavy Class, kind of. But yeah, it's very hard to take out the tougher enemies, and if you're going up against a hero, Supercharged Sentry was like the most effective thing in the game before at taking down a hero. And heavy classes are the guys that should go after heroes generally, because they're the tougher, sort of buff, more beefy dudes on, you know, on the games. They are the ones that should kind of be like taking out heroes. And Supercharged Sentry was the way that you could do that before. It was the best way of taking out heroes before, unless you run them over and one-hit kill them with a speeder bike, but not every map has speeder bikes, so that's not always an option. Now, Supercharged Sentry, it's not very accurate. It's never been very accurate. It's never been very spot on. It never really hits the target that you're aiming at, unless that target is right in front of your face. Generally, it scatters around. It sort of, the bullets, you know, spread around and scatter around. It's never been very accurate, and it hasn't had anything change with its accuracy. And now, because you don't get to use it for you probably get to use it for like 20% less time now, since the nerf. Now, because you don't get to use it very long, the fact that it's not very accurate is a massive problem. Now, before it wasn't that much of a problem, because you could stand to lose or miss a couple of shots, but now you really can't, because as soon as you start pulling that trigger with Supercharged Sentry, you're screwed, because it's going. It runs out very, very quickly. You'll notice if you play with the heavy class a lot, and because it runs out very quickly now, the fact that it's not very accurate is like a major problem now, a major flaw with it. It's not very effective anymore. You'll still get kills with it, don't get me wrong, and I'm going to get some going down in the comments being like, no, I got kills, you got kills. Even I'm getting kills in the video with it. But my point is, it's not really effective anymore. It's not decent. It's not at a decent level, I don't think. Now, I actually have the Supercharged Sentry Star card leveled up to purple, maximum. You know, completely maxed out, and even then, it's not very useful anymore. It expires way too quickly. It's really difficult to get kills with it now. A lot of the time, you'll start shooting at an enemy. You'll do damage to that enemy, but they'll dodge of you. They'll do a combat roll with the freaking eternally immortal combat roll that seems to evade lightsabers and everything, every kind of damage in the game. Say if they roll out of the way or they take cover or you miss a few shots, it's very difficult. And even with purple, it doesn't change it. It doesn't make it any less difficult. Having it to purple only means that it regens faster. It means that you can use it more often, but that's like every sort of 15 seconds or so, 15-20 seconds. But even then, it's irrelevant. It's good for weakening troopers, but the thing is, Supercharged Sentry is very rarely good for now. It's very rarely good for doing damage initially and then killing that person that you're doing damage to. It's only good for weakening them for your teammates. So you'll actually get a lot of assists with it, is what I'm saying. And the fact that I have it up to purple, it took me ages to get the star card to purple. It really did. Purple is not cheap, is it? And yeah, it doesn't make it any less crap, really. And having it, I just feel bad for the people that only have it on like green star cards or some common star cards, because it must be so bad for them. Now, Supercharged Sentry, like I said earlier on in the video, it did need to be nerfed. I recognise it needed to be nerfed, but not in the way that DICE have nerfed it. They've nerfed it the opposite way, basically, that it did. This ability, I think, should have been made less accurate, so the bullet spread should have been more, you know, crazy and more intense and harder to hit enemies at long range. That makes sense, because you do get sort of across the map sniped by this ability quite often, or you did before it got nerfed. I think it should have been made less accurate, but I think making it overheat faster and doing less damage and less area of effect damage, it's not the right thing. It's not the right choice, and I think they've broken it in a way by doing that. I just hope that they'll revisit it and fix it, hopefully. Now, little side note, Explosive Sentry, which is like the alternate version of Supercharged Sentry that shoots like missiles or grenade launchers, that has also been nerfed. It's been given a smaller area of effect, which means, you know, splash damage. It's smaller radius for splash damage, basically. And I think that this nerf was called for and was needed, because you'd get killed from around corners and behind cover so much with Explosive Sentry, or being hit by Explosive Sentry. So I think that makes sense. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, obviously. And if you want to see any more videos, Battlefront 2 streams and stuff, definitely stick around and subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next